The social environment. In the preceding chapters, we've paid special attention to the physical environment. Don't forget to say social studies has to do with the study of man and his environment. And we say the environment is divided into two. We have the social environment and the physical environment. So in this chapter, we're now going to pay special attention to the social environment. Now, for the fact that man does not live alone, as you are, you don't live alone, you live with people. So the interaction you have with people around you, that's what we mean by the social environment. Okay? And they are generally classified into two, the social group. We have the primary and the secondary. Now for the primary, those people around you that you know very well. For example, your family. These are people that you have close connections with. And your secondary group, secondary ones are the ones you don't have a very personal or close connection with. Let's say the governor of these states, all the politicians, some people in your school, you don't know them personally. So that's the secondary group. So the primary group is more of the family and the close religious bodies. Okay? Now let's look at the primary group. Okay, so we explained the primary group made of people who know each other very well. We have a family, kinship, age grade in the village, then peer groups, that's in the school. Then the family, this is a group of people who are closely related to each other by blood. Okay, as you are in your family, you have your mother, father, your brothers and sisters. So they are you are all closely related. You are related to each other by blood. Then to form a family, there has to be marriage, and marriage is a legal union of a man and a woman to become husband and wife. And the types of marriage we have one called monogamy, polygamy, and polyandry. Okay, so very briefly we'll explain what we mean by monogamy, polygamy, and polyandry. Okay, so let's look at the families first. The family is divided into two. You have the nuclear family and the extended family. Now, nuclear family is the smallest classification of family and just includes the father, the mother, and their immediate children, and their children, the brothers and sisters. So, for example, you have Sunny, this man, who is the husband, and marries this woman, Agnes. So they get married and give birth to Chuka, a boy, Glory, Kunle, and Amina. So this formation is called the nuclear family. So this nuclear family could also be divided into two. We have the monogamous and the polygamous. So the polygamous is when the man instead marries more than one wife. Okay, so you have this kind of formation: the man, the wife, and the children. Okay. Then you also have another set of children. Okay, so this is said to be polygamous. The man marries more than one wife. Poly meaning many. Then monogamous is this setting we described here. Just one man and one wife. Okay. Then extended family. Extended family now includes not just the immediate family, but also the grandfather, grandmother, the cousins, nephew, niece, and so on and so forth. Even the step father, all of them, everything together. That's what we mean by the extended family. So, for example, the same Sunny now marries Agnes, and they give birth to Chuka, Glory, and Emeka. Then Chuka, Glory, Kunle, follow the arrow, Chuka, Glory, Kunle, and Amina, just like we have in this picture. Then Glory now gets married to Emeka, and they give birth to Ebuka and Joy. Kunle gets married to BECE, and they give birth to Ola and Dele. So this is now the extended family, comprising of all the descendants. Okay, so we can say that an extended family now contains so many nuclear family. For example, this is a nuclear family. This is a nuclear family. This is another nuclear family. But everything together, the combination of so many nuclear families now gives birth to an extended family. Okay, now let's look at the roles of members of the family. By now, this is something you should already know. The role of the father in the family. And he is the breadwinner of the family. He cares for the wives, provides food, clothing, he sees to the education of the children, and he gives moral guidance to the children. Then the next one is the mother. Okay, so the mother is in charge of the kitchen. She also helps in the moral education of her children, buys clothes, assists her husband in providing the basic needs of the family, and she makes sure the house is clean, and also performs other domestic duties. When the children, all of them, Chuka, Glory, Kunle, and Amina, what do you expect from you as a child? To run errands, respect and obey your parents, wash plates, clean the surroundings, help your mother during cooking. Then you have to learn and socialize very well, the moral lessons and also acculturation. Then also the family as a whole, what do you expect from families? To produce children, to take care of its members, and the family is expected to socialize the children, and also economic functions like provision of food and money. Okay. Now we'll look at other concepts. These are the functions of the family. Another concept to look at is the kinship. Now, kinship means the family ties, the family relationships, and it's divided into two. We have the bilateral kinship and the unilateral kinship. Okay, so bilateral is when it includes relatives of both the husband and the wife. Okay, so the kinship, meaning the family ties, when it includes the husband's side and also the side of the wife. Okay, so you have your father-in-law, your mother-in-law, etc. So that's a bilateral kinship. Then unilateral is when it's organized just through one line, either the father or the mother. Then if it's organized through the father, it's called patrilineal, and when it's organized through the mother, it's called matrilineal. Okay, and kinship is also very important because it helps in socialization, protection of its members, and help in formation of a community, continuation of life, then also community development. Now let's look at age grade. In every village, we have this age grade. So we have people of similar ages. Let's say everybody that is born from 2000 to 2003, all of them could be said to be in one age grade, and they have a name of the age grade. Everybody born from 2003 down to 2005, they will be in one age grade. Okay, so what's the essence of having these age grades? So some of them, let's say the highest of the age grades, the oldest, they are said to be responsible for keeping the community. They are said to be the leaders. They also ensure the security of the community. They make laws which govern the society. They're uniting the town or the villages through their activities. Then also initiate and complete developmental projects in their various communities. Now, if you remember, we talked when we talked about our social environment, we said we have the primary and the secondary. The primary are those people we know closely, and under the primary we talked about our nuclear family and the extended family. We also made mention of kinship and age grade system. Now the secondary, the people who do not know too well, we don't have personal relationships with them. So this is made up of large number of people who are not as close as in the primary groups. So there could be people who are in the same organization with, or voluntary organization. For example, we have the Boy Scouts or other voluntary organization or clubs. Okay, so these are the secondary groups. Okay, so for the fact that we live together with these people, they are part of the social environment, we're bound to have issues with them, or we might set off on a particular mission. We're bound to have activities that will bring all of us together. So that's what I want at this point to discuss: the importance of cooperation and also conflict, and also conflict resolution. Okay, so cooperation is defined as the working together of a people to achieve a common goal. Okay, let's say in our village we want to build a bridge. We'll call everybody together and say, let's contribute to this amount of money, or let's meet the governor and solicit for funds to be released for a bridge to be built in our village. So on several instances, we have to cooperate to get something done. Then also, for the fact that we live together, there are bound to be misunderstandings in our interaction. Let's say someone forgets his farm and mistakenly farming on another person's land. The person might think that this person is stealing his crops. So the conflicts are bound to arise. So this has to do with quarrel or disagreements between two or more people over an issue. And conflict could be of two types. We have a violent conflict and peaceful conflicts, otherwise called competitions. So competitions or peaceful conflicts are good and should be encouraged, but violent conflict leading to deaths or injuries or damages should be discouraged. So causes of violent conflict: we have religion as a major source of violent conflict. We have ethnicity, misunderstanding based on ethnic groups or tribalism. And also political issues could lead to violent conflicts, and differences in ideology can also lead to violent conflicts. Disputes over land and other resources like money. Then effects of violent conflicts: there could be distortion of lives and property, fighting, social instability, lack of peace, unity and progress, then breaking of law and order. Okay, so whenever we have conflicts, we should aim at resolving the conflict, and this is called conflict resolution. Okay, so this means ending of conflict, and it could be done in these ways: dialogue and peaceful negotiations. You call the parties involved, call them together on one table and ask them what the problem is and find a way to solve it amicably. Then government could also intervene. Efforts of group leaders in the villages who have the age grade also can play a very huge role in conflict resolution. Then court settlements can also help. Then reporting to the authorities or law enforcement, for example the police. Then war is a form of conflict resolution but should be discouraged. Okay, so wars have to be discouraged, but instead dialogue and peaceful negotiations must be encouraged. Okay, so this is the end of our chapter, and at this point I want you to click on start quiz and answer all the questions following.